on why you can't build your skill and how to turn it around. It's very simple, very, very important to actually have this slated and definitely to get it right. All right. So, coming in, I would encourage you to sit down, pay attention, and have this conversation while you do whatever you do. It's important. Skill is important. Your life is important, and I think we should actually give our best shots to whatever thing that we do. So quickly, we're not going to spend so much time today on this. We'd have to be very fast, but we just want to quickly talk about this topic. All right. Why do people actually suck in their skill? They've been trying for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and it seems like it's going nowhere. Almost nothing is happening. All right. I want to know why this is and to see if we can approach it and see if we can arrive at a solution that will get them forward. There are several things that would come in play for why people are not actually upskilling, doing well with their skill. And I'll just talk about a few of them. And I'll be blunt and I'll be very, very true and simple about this because I think we need to actually hear the truth. Many times we just pamper ourselves with a lot of lies. We see a lot of things that are not really true, and we just expect ourselves to believe it, to expect people to actually just take them from us. It may seem cool for the time, but in the long run, they actually have a very negative effect on us. So we want to get the right knowledge and know the right thing for our lives, right? So one of them, I would say, is why people are not necessarily doing well in their skills, because they actually don't want to do hard things. They're lazy. As simple as that, people are lazy. They just want to do simple, easy things. It may look cool, it may look like a nice thing to actually just want to do simple things, and people may be like, who wants stress? We don't want to go through all of the stress and all of the rigor and all of that. But I think the idea of not going through to do hard work is actually to do a harder work. The idea to get into a work and do it quickly is so that you can be able to do other works and do them quickly, so that you can be able to do other greater works and do them quickly. So if you're not doing harder work, it's actually just to allow mediocrity, just to allow ease, you may see, for the moment. I think that's a big deal and should be solved and should be treated right immediately. All right. A lot of persons are lazy and they won't carry out the things that they're supposed to do because they just want to feel cool, they just want to feel cool, they just want to feel nice, they just want to feel okay. And I think this is what keeps them in this place. And it doesn't just affect their skill, it affects everything about their lives, because they're bringing the attitude at work, they're bringing the attitude at church, they're bringing the attitude in the society, in their environment, and wherever they find themselves, because it's almost like that's the only thing that they know how to do. It's still easy. And when you continuously act in that kind of way, it limits you, it dampens the possibility of doing greater things, higher things. Why? You have almost nothing to give. You've not had experiences, you've not known some of the critical things that you should know. And so, why a lot of persons are struggling and would not actually upskill, they will not actually do it in their skill, because they don't actually engage in that skill. Just expect that skill to work out. It's not going to work out that way. You'd have to face it, you'd have to focus, you'd have to work on it, you'd have to do the necessary thing that needs to be done on that skill to get it up. When you complain that your skill is not upskilling and you do nothing about it, your complaint is invalid and it has no sense, it has no meaning, it has no purpose. All right. So before you can bring a complaint home, you should actually have tried out to do something about your skill. It's very important, it's very essential. Something must have been done first. If not, where are you going to? You're going nowhere. So this is critical, like it's very essential. I think no one should actually dismiss it. If you're very serious about your growth, if you're very serious about your progress, you should pay attention to it. The next is perfectionist. I think there are other persons that they stay in that zone of, I think it happens to the lazy people too, but they stay in that zone of everything has to be figured out, everything has to be set, everything has to be good. It's like you want to learn a skill and be perfect on the skill, but not engage on the skill, but to be perfect on the skill. That's not going to work. Like, what's the magic? It doesn't happen, right? So if you're expecting your skill to become perfect tomorrow, just by doing a little thing today, then it's not going to happen. You have to take time before you can grow in the particular craft that you want to engage in. And even the best minds are not perfect yet. They still get to work and work and work. The idea of being perfect on a particular thing before even getting into it is a big deal. It consumes your whole being and makes you feel inferior, makes you feel less of yourself, makes you feel almost like nothing, right? So it's very important. Hey, welcome. Khalifa, welcome. Good to have you on live. Where are you joining us from? Just comment in the comment section. Let's get to know where you're joining us from. Good to have you on the live. So you're just locked up in the fact that I want to be perfect. I want to be perfect. I want to be perfect. Right? Just having that idea gets them stuck and limits them from actually trying out several possibilities that are very, very, very useful and helpful to them. So you want to keep away the idea of perfection, right, and embrace excellence. Excellence means doing the best you can with the resources that you have, with the things that you have, with all the things that you have right there with you currently. What can you do with it? So if you're going to upskill, you want to leverage on the idea of excellence, right? Having the mindset of an excellent person. If I have these resources, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things, and I can be able to use them to engage in my skill. For example, you want to be a photographer. Good. You don't have a camera, but you have a phone. Try using your phone to do something first, and then by the time you start engaging on that route, other opportunities are going to open up to you. And then what happens? You can be able to do greater things. So the idea of perfection is a very big limiter, and you're going to stay there stuck and will do nothing about your skill forever. So the lazy mindset is a limiting factor towards building your skill. Perfectionism, whatever, it's a limiting mindset to building your skill. All right. Khalifa, let me know where you're joining us from. Good to have you on the live. The next is doubters. The other person doubt themselves. They don't believe themselves. They're waiting for people to believe them before they will do what they're supposed to do. They're waiting for somebody to say, validate their thoughts, and validate their ideas, and validate whatever they think about their lives before they can actually take on the courage to do something about themselves. It's a big deal. If you're always waiting for that, I'm telling you that you're not going to do anything reasonable or meaningful with your life. You have to stay in that place where you are very conscious of your decision to say, yes, this is what I want for myself, and I'm going to push on to get this thing right. I'm going to push on to make sure that this thing happens. We should build ourselves to the place where we can actually decide for ourselves and stand by those decisions and walk by those decisions for our lives. If you're waiting for people to actually approve of our thoughts and approve of our desires and approve of our understanding, then the same person, their thoughts and their approval is the same thing that's going to pull us down tomorrow. So you want to find yourself to become bold and strong, to say yes to the dreams and to the desires that you have for your life. You are putting doubt away. You are bringing all of your energy, all of your time, all of your attention into doing what is necessary for your life, building your skill. So if you count yourself, express the feelings that is right within you. So you'd actually find yourself getting what is necessary for you. So I had to quit that doubt. I had to quit all of those thoughts in my mind. I had to face the reality, and I said, I'm going to focus on my skill. I'm going to focus on my guitar. I'm going to do what is needful, what is essential to get myself to learn this skill and know it. And I started the journey. I went on, had some money, got a guitar, the little one I could get, and I started engaging on it gradually, little by little, little by little. And today I can play to an extent. Yeah, I can. And I'm still learning new things. In short, currently we're going through a skill challenge by Migraine Solutions. You can see the logo tagged to this video. We're going through a skill challenge organized by Migraine Solutions that helps us to build our skills. So from the 1st of February, which was about 2 days ago, down to the 28th of February, we are engaging in our skills. Properly crafted plans with a very solid accountability system and resource-based control. We engage in our skill for the 28 days. Sorry. Some persons are going to run through February and they're going to still be the same way they are. They're not going to have any change. They're not going to have any difference in their lives. Their lives are just going to be all it has always been. And they would often find themselves being ungrateful, find themselves being frustrated, find themselves unhappy, find themselves hating on other persons, find themselves feeling bad about whatever they have or whatever they can be. All of those stuffs. I can find that. Right? But some of us have made a decision that this life counts, this life is important, and we are going to give our best shot. We're going to give our best shot to this. We're going to sit down, we're going to walk, we're going to learn, we're going to practice, we're going to know all that we need to know to drive this life forward. All right. Give me a minute. Let me get another person to be part of this life. If you're joining us from anywhere, you can actually share your link. All right. Share it to your friends. Share it out there. Anybody you think that should be here with us and is not here, is get them across. Very, very important that we all can actually win together. A beautiful time, and don't want anybody to lose out or miss out from this. So I've talked about three things now: laziness, perfectionist, and then doubter. Three things that are limiting people. I'll talk about the next one, the fourth one, which is pity. Some persons just want to be pitied. They just want to feel like people should pity me. They always want to play the victim, more like that, and they just want to be in the pity side. Another time, this pity syndrome comes from the fact that they don't want to do anything in their lives. They just want to get people's acknowledgement. They just want to get people's validation, and not take responsibility for themselves. So they always want to feel that pity feeling, have that pity feeling. And this limits them in a lot of ways. They can't even do anything with their skill. All right. When you to do something tangible, something real, something good, something great with your skill, then you must leave that pity mindset. And you must focus on what is really important, what is really essential to drive you forward as regards your skill. That is actually engaging on the skill. So to learn something that you don't know, you must engage on that thing that you don't know to actually gain the knowledge. So why should we fear and not do what we should do to get the result that we hope to get, than to fear and than to just be in a fear and avoid all the things that we should do and get the result? So if we put away the fear, put away that mindset of laziness, put away the mindset of perfection, and just focus on our skills, I think it will go a long way to get us to the next level that we want to get to. Right? Many of the things that you fantasize about, many of the things that you desire, you can actually have them even in a short time. And the truth about this is it doesn't even take too long to actually build the foundation for your skill. It doesn't really take too long. 20 hours is enough to build a foundation for any core skill. You just have to leverage 20 good hours. And that, come on, it's even easy. Right? So many persons are not ready to do the work to get them forward. They want to be pitied, they want to doubt, they want to be perfectionists, they want to be lazy. And all of these things will limit them. All right. The next is purposelessness. They don't have purpose. Purposeless. It's a big deal. If you actually you don't have a purpose about a particular thing, you won't be able to run as regards building that skill. All right. It's a very great limitation that happens to many persons. They don't have a purpose, and because they don't have a purpose as regards what they run, they are very much limited. So much limited. So you need a purpose. You need to know why you're doing what you're doing. Why do you want to learn this skill? Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to go this way? Why do you want to stand in this particular place? Why are you going where you're going to? All right. If you have an understanding of the purpose for which you're doing what you're doing, then it gives you a very strong drive to be able to pursue that thing. So when we lack in purpose, we lack in essence, we lack in the strength to push and to pursue what we want. Purpose is greater than motivation. Right? A motivation may just lag or last for a particular time, but with a strong sense of where you want to be and what you truly want for your life, especially when your purpose is intrinsic, it keeps you bubbling, it keeps you believing, it keeps you strong, it keeps you focused, it keeps you wanting to push forward to get that possibility happening for you. So I would encourage every person to sit down and find a purpose. Ask yourself the question, why do I want to go for this skill? Why am I doing what I am doing? Why am I going where I am going? All right, why do I desire this skill, and what benefit does it bring to me? What contribution does it bring to the world? What does it want? What do I want to arrive at with this? Having this clarity is the best fit. It saves you 1,000 times. You can trust on that. Yeah. So purpose is very important. Then we have goalless. So there's a place of having a purpose. There's also a place of having a goal. Your goal, you need to have a goal, right? Short-term goal, long-term goals, whatever. Because people don't have goals, they can't stick, they can't grow and groom their skill. So for example, if you sit down and say, I want to attain a particular height on my skill today, all right, I want to attain a particular height on my skill, and you put out the level at which you want to get to, what automatically happens is that as you get to engage on your skill 1 day, 2 day, 3 days, you realize, oh, there's a lot of things that are coming to this system, that are coming into this engagement. I don't know this, I don't know this. But then somebody pushes you. I have a goal, I have a place that I've actually outlined that I want to achieve, I want to arrive at. Let me do my best so that I can be able to meet up with this timing. Just people get to do better with the structured time-based engagement. All right, that's why we actually always encourage smart goals. So you get to sit down and craft out a goal. This is the goal. This is where I want to get to. And then what happens? You position yourself and say, okay, I'm going to start up. What are the things I need for this? I need the resources. I need this. And I think that's also another side. They don't have clarity of what is necessary to build their skill. It's just it's part of the laziness, because they have not worked on the fact that they need to know one or two things. I think when you immediately just drive into the fact that I want to build my skill and you launch into it, even if you don't know anything about it, it gives you an opportunity to have an experience to know what it actually takes to build that skill. But if you sit down and fantasize about building that skill and do nothing about it, you are going nowhere, right? You're going to stay that place where you are forever. The best guys that have done good or great in their skills, they've taken their time to sit down to do the work, all right? Personally, I've sat down hours reading, studying, trying to understand what makes people limited, what makes people less of themselves, all right? I've tried to sit down for hours to learn a particular instrument so I can be able to play it and deliver well. I've tried to sit down for hours to be able to learn a particular concept of a particular thing, to be able to give people guidance. And I can't even tell you all of these things if I don't know them, or if I've not experienced them, or if I've not studied about them, right? A lot of persons are going through a big deal, and they have not taken the time to actually go outsource, get resources, know about what it entails to build whatever they're looking out for to build. You must be able to do that for your skill to actually be driven forward and better. All right, so that is goalless. You have to really have a goal. And the next is quickie reward syndrome. I think this one is a strong one. This one happens to a lot of persons that they've started building their skill, they've taken a step, they've done something, right? But after a short time, they stop. What happened? It seems like this is not working. I've been doing this for 1 day, 2 days, 1 month, 5 months, and it seems like there's no progress, nothing is happening. Well, these persons, they are drawn with quick results. They want to just have the result now. They want to have the answers now. They want to know what the solution is right now. They want to just have everything in the moment. All right, and this is very, 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 very much limiting, because they can't pay attention. They can't really focus on the core of their skill. They are only quick about results, and even in their engagement, they don't sit down to actually build the understanding, or build the capacity to actually raise themselves to know so much. All right, they have that limitation going on with them. So quickie syndrome is a big deal. You have to leave the fact that you must get a result immediately. While results can be thrilling and cool, I think one of the beautiful things that can actually happen to anybody building a skill is going through the experience, because the process of building the skill is also a result in itself. Right? It helps you to understand the kind of person